Well, we did it. 301 subscribers. And to celebrate, today we're going to make sweet and sour chicken, but better than takeout.
The first thing we have to do is cut 2 large chicken breasts up into 1-inch chunks. Try and keep those chunks about 1 inch each. That's going to make them cook evener when we decide to fry them up in a little bit. All right, now that we have the chicken breast dispatched, we're going to start out by de-seeding and chopping into chunks 1/2 of a red bell pepper. Now that we have the red bell pepper, we're going to go ahead and cut an onion in half, a yellow onion, and we'll just take that into chunks as well. Everything in this is going to be about a 1-inch dice. Now we're going to move on to the marinade. The marinade that we're going to use is going to help the cornstarch stick to our chicken a little bit. So we're going to put in a little bit of sesame oil here, a little bit for salt. We're going to use our soy sauce. And then we put in a large chef's pinch, we'll call it, of brown sugar. This is just light brown sugar. I find it has a little bit of better flavor than white castor sugar. We add 1 egg to add protein to it. That protein molecules are going to actually make that chicken sticky on the outside when we run it through the cornstarch in just a second. All right, now that we have that setting in its marinade, we're going to go ahead and start on the sauce. The sauce is just going to be a couple tablespoons of tomato paste, some raspberry jam, some rice vinegar, and another 2.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. We'll just whisk this up and make it homogeneous, and that will be in our sauce, and we'll use that to cook down and make the sweet and sour sauce. All right, like we stated before, we're just going to set our chicken into, we want plenty of cornstarch for this. Don't get stingy on the cornstarch in this particular instance. We want it to coat every little nook and cranny, and we want it to be thick. All right, after you shake it off, go ahead. I have 2 sets of tongs, you'll notice. One blue one for the raw chicken, and then when I take it out, you're going to notice that I use green tongs. Otherwise, you're going to want to wash those tongs. People usually forget to do that, and you definitely don't want to cross-contaminate raw chicken to cooked. All right, now we're going to move outside to the wok. First thing we want to do is get our wok smoking hot. This is a pretty good seasoned wok. I use it all the time, so it's got lots of good wok seasoning in there. Just swirl the oil around. I'm just using canola oil this time instead of peanut oil. First thing we want to do is put our onions in there. It's only going to take about 30 seconds and they're going to be nice and charred. We want to take the onions to a char on this particular instance. Now we add in the 1/2 of a red bell pepper that we chopped up, and we're just going to flip these just a couple of times. It's only going to take just a few seconds. You can already see that onion has some brown spots on it, and that's what we want. That gives it plenty of good flavor. Now we add in our pineapple. That's going to give it sugar to start caramelizing in the bottom. And our fried chicken. Now I'm pouring the sauce right around the outside before those onions have time to burn on there. And now we just give it about, I'd say 4 or 5 good wok tosses here. Now I'm just pulling the sauce up as it thickens over the top of the chicken and incorporating it in. I really enjoy this version of Sweet and Sour. It's got a little bit more savory notes in it, and I really enjoy that. I think the other versions that you buy at takeout are just a little too sweet sometimes. Now that this is thickened, we're ready to go ahead and plate it up.